بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على خير الأنبياء والمرسلين وحبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. Distinguished guests, dear brothers and sisters at home, and of course the dear children who are watching the show. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ali Fadl. I am the host and the presenter of Verses of Love, the mini Husaini edition. Now all of you at home, I believe that this program is targeted for those who are youth, who are wanting to get to know more about Ashura, getting to know more about Muharram, because by this day, the second day of Muharram, you would have worn your black clothes, you'd have gone to the mosque, you would have done the matam, you would have cried in the majlis, and now you're starting to get into the rhythm of Ashura and the rhythm of Muharram and commemorating the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. On this particular show, we have, of course, the same two that are going to be joining us throughout the shows, which are the lecturer Hussein Teft, as well as the poet Seyhan Jetta. To the both of you, assalamu alaikum. And of course, we are joined on a first for Verses of Love Midi Hussein edition is the young reciter Murtaza Ali Akbar. Is that correct? Oh, Akbar Ali. Okay, sorry, I'll do that again. Yep. And as a first for Verses of Love Mini Hussein, the Mini Husseini edition, we have the young reciter Murtaza Akbar Ali, who joins us as well. Assalamu alaikum. So I asked a question to all three of you. Oh, actually, no. I asked a question to two of you in the last episode in terms of what you have learnt. And I want to also extend that question so that you young ones at home who are watching the show can also think about these questions as well. And I want to very, very quickly touch upon one or two sentences between all three of you. And I'll start with Hussein. In terms of now, this is the second day of Muharram. What is it that you typically do at your age? Not who you see doing, but at your age, what is it within your powers that you're able to do when it comes to serving Imam Hussein alayhi salam at the mosque?
At my age, serving is practically handing out the sugar for the tea in the beginning, and then once in the lecture after the na'i or the musibah, I'll hand out tissues.
Okay.
And then during latom, of course, I would go hand the waters.
All right, nice.
And during salah, I would give turbas, and then during food, I'll hand out the spoons.
Fantastic. So there's very, very specific things that you're able to do at your age. Murtaza?
So me and my family live at Kent. So every time it's like an event at mosque, at Stadmore Mosque, we go from Kent to London. Mm-hmm. It's like 1 hour 30 drive, and then I try my best to recite.
Okay, so when you're at the mosque, they give you an opportunity to recite?
Yes.
All right, fantastic.
Sometimes.
How many do you recite, say, once a year, twice a year, all the time, every kushali, every...
like occasionally.
Occasionally. So when you are at the mosque, is it just the reciting that you do, or is there anything else that you're able to do to serve?
I just recite Marshia and Noha.
All right. We'll leave it at that. Oh, is there something else?
No,
just those two. Fantastic. Seyhan, when it comes to the mosque?
So, at mosque, occasionally I recite poems at the mosque. And I also typically love to put out the chairs.
Yes, I've seen you do it. And you also help with putting the chairs back, don't you? Yeah. So look, these are the small things that you at your age are able to do when it comes to serving Imam Hussein alayhi salam at the mosque. Of course, as you grow older, the more responsibility that you're given to be able to do more adult stuff within the mosque, inshallah. So Hussein, I believe today's topic for today is leaving Medina, but on the second day of Muharram, it's also the arrival of the caravan of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in the area of Karbala. So please, if you can talk to us about leaving Medina.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله في كتابه الكريم في سورة القصص آية 21 فخرج منها خائفا يترقب قال ربي نجني من القوم الظالمين صدق الله العلي العظيم. This ayah was said by Imam Hussein alayhi salam during the night of the departure from Medina al-Munawwara towards Karbala. As he was invited by the head families of Kufa to stand against Yazid la'natullah alayh. when Imam Hussein alayhi salam was leaving, Salama said to him, O son of Rasulullah, do not break my heart and leave Medina, as your grandfather Rasulullah told me what is going to happen to you and your family, which he gave me a jar from the soil of Karbala. Imam Hussein then told Salama, O mother, I know I am going to be killed and decapitated oppressively, and it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will that I will be martyred, and the women and children will be taken captives and getting killed. Salama then replied back, and will you still leave knowing what the enemies of Allah will do to you and your family? Look what Imam Hussein replies. He says, if I do not go today, I will go tomorrow. ولما توجه تلقاء مدين قال عسى ربي أن يهديني سواء السبيل. As Imam al-Hussein reached Mecca, he recited those lines from the Holy Quran. One of the most difficult things Imam al-Hussein did when he left the city of his grandfather, the city of Medina. See, we all know the Ahlul Bayt had a very strong connection with the city of Medina. And it is, of course, where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is buried, and where Sayyidatun Nisa al-Alameen, Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra is buried, but we do not know where. Everybody has a very strong connection, but most likely they are normally forced out or forced into exile in that country. But Imam al-Hussein left the country and made his way towards Karbala, made his way towards Kufa, but stopped in Mecca. See how obnoxious these people were, that they did not even allow him to perform Hajj on the day of Tarwiyah. So the Imam made his way, but he had a plan. The reason why he wanted to go to Kufa, or why he stopped in Karbala, is because he wanted to avoid bloodshed in the city of his grandfather. So he had a plan to make his way and stop in Karbala. Historians tell us that on the night when before leaving Medina, he went to visit his grandfather's holy tomb. He prayed a 2-rak'ah prayer beside him, and historians tell us that he said, "O Allah, this is your messenger's grave, and I am the son of the daughter of your messenger. And you know what is going to happen to me. And you know what is going to happen to me, O Allah. I will command the good and forbid the evil. And I ask you, O Allah, for the sake of this grave and for the sake who is buried in this grave, to give me what you have chosen and what pleases you and your messenger the most." See how Imam Hussein says, وَأَنَا إِبْنُ بِنْتِ مُحَمَّدٍ, and I am the son of the daughter of Muhammad. Now, doesn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala know that Imam al-Hussein is the son of the daughter of Rasulullah? Yes, of course he does. He is all-knowing. But what does he want to do? He wanted to show the Ummah then and the Ummah now that these people are fighting the son of the daughter of the messenger who guided them into the correct path. Then Imam al-Hussein, it was narrated that he slept next to the beloved grave of his grandfather, where he saw in a dream his grandfather saying, "O my beloved son, I will see you slaughtered and covered in your blood in the land called Karbala, where you are thirsty and your enemies will want my shafa'ah, which they will never receive. O my beloved son, your father Ali, your mother Fatima, your brother Hassan, and your descendant families are missing you dearly. As you, O Hussein, have a special status in heaven, and you will not gain that status only if you be martyred. لا تنالها إلا بالشهادة." And Imam Hussein woke up.
When he woke up. So I just want to pause there because I wanted to now go to Seyhan for the poetry before we go on to your second point in terms of entering to Karbala, because it'll be a nice transition because you also have a poem about leaving Medina, right? So do you want to recite the poem about leaving Medina and also entering Karbala?
Yes.
Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Leaving Medina. The meeting with Walid ibn Utbah has ended. it has been decided to leave Medina for the city of Mecca. Medina is not anymore the place of safety, no longer their home full of security. Hussein knew his destiny, but he also knew he was doing it to forever change history. The children do not know where they are going. They do not know why they are fleeing. But they plan and we plan, and Allah is the best planner. Hussein knew exactly what would occur. Their journey was long, tiring, and was not made without stopping. Finally, they had news from Kufa that Muslim ibn Aqil had been killed at the hands of Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. May God's curse be on him and his family for having killed the nephew of Ali. They arrived in a land named Nainawa, but it was also called Karbala. This is the place of our martyrdom, said Abu Abdullah. This is truly the land of Karb and Bala. But nothing bad can happen. Allah is our helper. Death is not bad. It is only a bridge to the hereafter. So even when things look grim, don't lose hope and trust in Him, the merciful, the creator, but especially the best planner. And although some things are just trial and calamity, this world is only a test created by God Almighty. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ahsant, Seyhan, thank you very much for that poem. It's really nice because it started off with the politics of what happened. You know, Walid ibn Utbah, he just finished from the meeting with him, and it was decided that, you know what, Imam Hussein decided, no, I can't stay here anymore for the sake of Islam. And then it goes on to a bit more of a description of emotion and feeling, saying, look, I'm going to face death, but death doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the greatest of planners, which was really, really nicely put. So thank you very much for that poem, Seyhan. Hussein, I believe that you are, one of the things that you mentioned in the opening lines of leaving Medina is that Imam Hussein wanted to make very clear who he was, just in case there was any doubt, that he wanted to tell everyone that my name is Hussein, son of Fatima, daughter of the Prophet. Just in case there's any ambiguity, just in case there's any confusion who you are fighting, I'm making it very, very clear from now, so that you don't later on say, oh, we didn't know who he was, or maybe there was some confusion as, which Hussein is it? But no, we're making it very clear that the Prophet that you hold very dear, that you testify that he is the Prophet of God, you are now about to kill his grandson. So that's what he said in the first bit. So tell us about, I guess, now entering Karbala, and what the historians have to say about that.
The historians say that Imam Hussein traveled a long distance. It was narrated that he traveled 1,000 kilometers before reaching the city of Kufa, which Imam Hussein alayhi salam's intention was. But now he's into the land of Karbala. Now who does he meet? He meets Hur. Hur ibn Yazid al-Riyahi, as we know, was on the side of Imam al-Hussein, you may ask me. But he became on the side of Imam al-Hussein on the day of Ashura. But before, he was against Imam al-Hussein. So Hur ibn Yazid al-Riyahi, he came and he stopped Imam al-Hussein, not allowing him to go to Kufa. As Ibn Ziyad, may Allah curse him, did not allow him, as he said, Ja'ab al-Hussein. Then Imam al-Hussein then said, allow me to go to the village of Ghabariya. See, there was 3 villages that were in the battle of Karbala. The first was the village of Al-Ghabariya, which Hur did not allow him to go. The second was Nainawa, which still Hur did not allow Imam Hussein to go. And third was the village of Karbala, which Hur did not allow him to go to. Hur started to Ja'b al-Hussein, and then he got a message from Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. The messenger had his face covered. He then gave Hur the message and then uncovered his face. He said the salam to Hur, but did not say the salam to Imam al-Hussein, as Imam al-Hussein recognized this man. Then the same thing in the letter, it said جعب الحسين وأنزله في أرض بلا ماء ولا أكلا. Take Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam to a land where there is no water and there is no food. Take him where there is nothing. See, they were near the river of Furat, but they did not give him any access to that. Imam Hussein then asked him again, allow me to go to one of these three villages. Hur said, I have orders from Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, my Amir. What did Imam Hussein reply? He said, وَبِئْسَ الْأَمِيرُ, because Hur said that Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad is my Amir. أَئِمَّةً يَدْعُونَ إِلَى النَّارِ, there are some Imams that guide us towards hellfire, just like Yazid and Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, may Allah curse them. Other traditions tell us, before meeting Hur, that Imam Hussein was on his way and his horse stopped. Some narrations say he stopped 7 times and some say 9. See, this links to his grandfather, as his camel when he went to Medina, it stopped, not going forward, as also the head families invited him to Medina, just how the head families of Kufa invited Imam Hussein to Kufa. When the camel stopped, the people said, Rasulullah, do you want to leave the camel and go by foot to Medina? What did Rasulullah state? He said, I will allow the camel to decide where I will go, as Allah will guide the camel and it will take me somewhere safe. Where did Allah guide the camel to go? It took him to Abu Ayyub al-Ansari's house. Some narrations say it was 9, but others say some. But we will agree that the horse stopped. Imam Hussein was confused and asked his people, what is this land called? Some say, one man said, this is called Ghabariya. Someone else said, he then said, is there another name to this land? He then said, Nainawa. The narration said there were 9, there were so much names, but he then asked an old man there, is there another name? He said, yes, before we would call this land Karbala. When Imam al-Hussein remembered the word Karbala, he remembered what his father Amir al-Mu'mineen said. He remembered what his mother Fatima al-Zahra said. He remembered what Rasulullah said. And he remembered what Imam al-Hussein said. And the last thing that he remembered was his father, her mother, when she uttered, وَلَا تَنْسُوا لَقَتِيلَ الْعَبِرَاتِ بِطَفِّ الْعِرَاقِ. Do not forget the person that will be killed in the Taf of al-Iraq. So when he remembered everything that his family said, he says, أعوذ بالله من كرب وبلاء ها هنا تحط رحالنا. This is where we will settle. ها هنا تقتل رجالنا. This is where our men will be killed. ها هنا تسفك دماؤنا. This is where our blood will be shed. And this is where the women and children will be taken as captives and then will be paraded from city to city. As they reached Karbala, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam went to his sister Sayyidah Zainab. He took her by the hands and walked her through the plains. And he said, Ukhayya Zainab, O my beloved Zainab, this is where my companions will be killed. O my sister Zainab, this is where my beloved Ali al-Akbar will be cut into pieces. O Zainab, this is where our beloved Qasim will be struck on the head. My sister Zainab, this is where they will cut your brother's 2 hands. Oh my sister Zainab, this is where they will kill my infant son Ali al-Azhar. Oh Zainab, this is where they will kill me. This is where I will fall off my horse. This is where the 3-pointed arrow will hit my chest. This is where the khiyul al-a'wajiyya will trample on my chest. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad. Brother Murtaza, I believe that you have, is it a marthia for this? Okay, Bismillah.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے، پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے، زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو، پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے، زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو، کیسے پرے ہے جسم کے ٹکڑے جدا جدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو، پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے، زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو، ہائے ہائے میرے غریب کا کیا حال کر دیا، گوروں سے لاش دشت میں پامال کر دیا، پہچانوں کس طرح سے بدن سے ہے سر جدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو، پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے، زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو، پہچان لوں گی میں تمہیں، آواز مجھ کو دو، دم توڑتے جو دیکھا ہے کریل جوان کو، آنکھوں میں اب بہن کی اجالا نہیں رہا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو، پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے، زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو، پہچاننا تمہارے لیے بھی کٹھن ہوا، दम तोड़ते जो देखा है करियल जवान को आँखों में अब बहन की उजाला नहीं रहा क्या तुम मेरे हुसैन हो पत्थर हटा के लाश से ज़ैनब ने दी सदा क्या तुम मेरे हुसैन हो हमेद सल्लल्लाहु
اللهم صل على محمد وعلي Muhammad. Murtaza, can I ask you very briefly, not to translate the whole thing, but I mean just an idea of the poetry, if you can.
So this is an Urdu poetry, and it's basically saying in the chorus, "Pathar hata ke laash se." So Bibi Zainab is removing the rocks. पत्थर हटा के लाश से ज़ैनब ने दी सदा क्या तुम मेरे हुसैन हो. Bibi Zainab is saying that are you my Hussein, because there were so many rocks.
Aye.
And she couldn't recognize him.
Wow. That's just the chorus though.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine how powerful and descriptive the words might have been within the actual stanzas itself. So we look forward to having you on further episodes, inshallah. So another big thank you to our guests for today, the ever-present Hussein Teft and Seyhan Jetta. Thank you so much. And on this episode, thank you so much, Murtaza Akbar Ali, for joining us with your recitations. So that's it for today's show. Inshallah, brothers and sisters, we'll join you in the next episode of Verses of Love, Mini Husseini edition. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Great stuff. Ahsantu.